sports.
Coming up, the Giannis sweepstakes may finally be underway. Which team can actually pull it off? And which destination could reshape the entire NBA? Plus, the future of the league is on the clock. With the draft a week away, which prospect belongs in the nation's capital? And before we close the book on this NBA season, we're taking a look back at the incredible plays that defined it. So stick around. NBA Today starts right now. The Knicks are now 3 days removed from winning their first title in 53 years. And the party hasn't stopped.
Oh, my God.
Just yesterday,
So
several
funny.
Knicks were on Good Morning America, The View, The Tonight Show. You name it, they've been there. Not to mention a couple of Instagram Lives as well.
Richard was the best.
All before the actual parade on Thursday. I just
Oh,
hope
my
some of those
God.
guys have gotten some sleep in the last 72 hours.
Nope.
But we all know the NBA never sleeps. Here's a quick look at the key dates this summer, starting with the NBA Draft, June 23rd and 24th on ABC and ESPN. The negotiating period kicks off June 30th, and the 2026-27 season starts a day later. And the big one, July 6th, when teams can officially start signing and trading players. And the biggest question this week, with the draft 1 week away, lies in Milwaukee. And that's where Jamal Collier does great work as he joins us here now. So, Jamal, we know Giannis Antetokounmpo has been in trade talks for months now. With the draft night just kind of around the corner here now, what's the latest you're hearing on him potentially being moved?
Well, Sedano, it's the fact that teams are preparing for this actually to happen sometime in the next week. And after so much sort of will they or won't they with Milwaukee throughout this entire process, the movement and traction we've seen over the past week and 10 days, so much so that a source told me that they would be surprised at this point if Giannis stayed in Milwaukee. And as Brian Windhorst outlined, our buddy on this network yesterday, that Miami is the favorite right now, but the Bucks really have not been enamored with the Heat's offer, really dating back to the trade deadline. That's why a source described to me, sort of compared the situation to the Damian Lillard situation leaving Portland a few years back, where we were kind of waiting around and seeing if Miami would be the destination, and everything sort of pointed there. And you saw Milwaukee emerge as a mystery team late in that process to go up and grab Dame. But what you guys just showed is important, that Giannis still has one guaranteed year remaining on his contract. That makes his sway and his decision of where he would sign an extension very important throughout this process. And it's why the Boston Celtics are still very much alive and expect to be an active player in this as well, because sources have indicated that Giannis would sign an extension to remain in Boston. And that's why the Celtics are a team to watch as well in this Giannis sweepstakes.
Great stuff, Jamal. Thank you so much. All right, so two of our senior writers and insiders, Mark Spears, the Hall of Famer from Manscaped, Ramona Shelburne, and, of course, Chiney Ogumake in the house. All right, so, Ramona, we'll start with you.
Yeah.
We've been locked into this whole Giannis drama now forever, it seems like. When it comes to these trade suitors, okay, which one makes the most sense for Giannis?
Look, I think they were more enamored with the Miami offer back in February than people realized. I think there's still some discussion about that's a strong offer there. It's just not as sexy as some of the other offers could potentially be, but that's a solid package that they would be getting from the Miami Heat. The one that's really interesting to me is Portland. Portland, because they have Milwaukee's draft picks. They also have some good young talent. So I don't know that Giannis would want to go there.
Could it be like a Toronto situation with Kawhi?
I don't know that he would want to go there, and I know Jamal was reporting about Boston, but they have a nice potential package there. They were interested at the deadline. There's also the Boston Celtics option, but what would be in that deal? Are they taking Jaylen Brown back? Is Jaylen Brown in that? That's a lot of money to take back. I think there's another dark horse team that I've heard, Orlando. Good young players. They kind of topped out in the playoffs. We all know what happened in that first round against Detroit. Would Paolo Banchero be a guy they would ask? I mean, these are big, good young players. That's your guy. Okay, Jalen Suggs, good players. And also, there's a lot of other teams that when you watch what happened with Victor Wembanyama in these playoffs, every other team in this league needs to be thinking about Giannis as a potential to match up with Victor, because that's the man for the next 10 years. Yeah. How are you going to compete?
You know, another team that's been thrown into the fray is the Clippers, right? Like, they've been talking about a potential three-way deal where Jaylen Brown would be going from the Celtics, the Clippers, and Giannis would be going to Boston. And, you know, from over here, like Boston would certainly love to have Giannis, but respectfully, I don't know that the Clippers feel the same about Jalen, and I don't think there's been any, from what I've been told, any substantial conversations there.
He did drop 50 on him this year, on
Yeah,
Kawhi.
yeah. But the one thing about the Clippers is they're enjoying this youth movement.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
they moved James Harden, who was 36 years old. You know, Jalen's 29, but you got Garland 26, Christie 20, Mathurin 23,
Yep.
Niederhauser 23, Sanders 24. I think they're enjoying this younger movement. Also, Jalen comes, that takes their $23 million in cap room.
Yeah.
Now, if they leave it, Kawhi's gone, goes into free agency. Now they got money to get a max guy, and also they got this pick, this number 5 pick, get another young player. So I think, from what I'm hearing, I don't think the Clippers thing is too hot. They're more inclined to get another young, talented player, and there's some great, talented young players on this draft.
So you guys know I love to take notes, especially because you
Yeah.
guys are the best in the business, super smart. So we got Los Angeles Clippers, we got Miami Heat, Portland Trailblazers, and Boston.
Orlando.
The one, Orlando Magic as well, writing it down. But the one I have circled is Boston. I don't know if it's.
Did you wear green? I mean,
Great.
I was like, you know, hey guys, is this a sign?
Oh.
Green, talking about Giannis. Boston is tantalizing to me because this was a year where obviously the East became wide open and the New York Knicks were able to capitalize in a way that you need. But when it comes to that dog factor to help them get over the hump, they already have depth at the guard position. But Giannis is that beautiful hybrid where he can bring the ball up, but also he plays like a post in some ways. He loves the mid-range. That man cannot be stopped when he is downhill. We can only say that about a handful of players in the NBA. The force and the ferocity in which he plays downhill basically makes him a post player with his efficiency at the basket, over 50, around 60. The last 4 years, this man has averaged nearly 30 points on 60% shooting. He's been so effective. And so this is a place also, considering that he's 31, he doesn't have to be that primary, always option guy, right? Like, he can take a little less pressure, especially as a guy that has had recurrent calf injuries, and really compete in a conference where it's a little bit more wide open at the top than the West.
but I got another number for you.
Okay.
4 years, 275. You want to pay him that? Like, part of the reason we're even talking about Boston is because they have so much committed to Jaylen Brown and to Jason Tatum. So if you're going to trade for him, you are probably going to extend him. That's if you're going to give up a lot, you got to give up even more on the back end with this salary.
And they were trying to get themselves out of that category. Like, that's what they did. Their moves this year was to move them out.
I have a question. I think everyone at home is probably screaming at their television and saying, what do we know about Jaylen Brown's actual availability in a trade?
Correct.
Because we are putting this out there.
He had a
because it
hell of
makes
a
sense.
season.
Right. But, like, do we actually know that they have actually put him in a trade?
I
Or an
think
offer?
that what I have heard from teams around the league is more speculation. I think the Boston Celtics would tell you that they love Jaylen Brown. He had an incredible season for them. He was in my top 5 in MVP voting. He carried them this year without Jason Tatum.
Right.
For most
I mean,
of
it
the
takes
year.
a Giannis to get that done, right?
Yeah.
But I also hear that the Bucks front office has some undue pressure on them.
But-
When your owner says, hey, we're trying to do this before the draft, I don't think that's a great deadline for your front office. Like, maybe it's...
All this is leverage, though. All this is a moment of maximum leverage. But guess what? There'll be another one. There'll be another one.
Quick follow-up, though. There's no circumstance where they all can play based off of the constraints financially. It's more so one for the other, meaning maybe Jaylen Brown is out and Giannis is in. Or
Derek White makes a lot of money.
you can play around the fringes.
I don't see anyone really doing that deal just for Derek White is the problem. No disrespect to Derek White, you know what I mean? All right, look, I'm not sure if you guys know. We'll certainly keep abreast of what's happening with Giannis. I'm sure for the next couple of days. But this is a big one in NBA history today. Let's throw it back to some June 16th of yesteryear. In 1993 NBA Finals, following a triple overtime game loss in Game 3 to Charles Barkley and the Suns, MJ scored 55 points in Game 4 on his way to his 3rd straight NBA title.
Pretty.
Michael averaged 41 points per game in those finals.
Game 4?
Fast forward 3 years later, 96. They take a 3-0 lead against Gary Payton and the Suns in the finals, losing games 4 and 5. Then Jordan and the Bulls end the series in Game 6. Jordan winning his 4th career NBA title and 4th career Finals MVP. Then in 2022, another Hall of Fame guard with his 4th NBA title. Warriors
What are they
the
gonna say
Celtics
now?
in Game 6. Their third straight win after going down 2-1 in the series. Curry went for 34, 7, and 7 in that game, earned his first career Finals MVP. That's this day in history. Coming up, the Wizards have the #1 pick, but which prospect gives Washington the brightest future? The player they should be calling a week
Wiz
from
Kid,
today.
I like that. Listen to his music, y'all.
Plus, every season creates heroes, villains, and a few people who deserve a little something else, an apology. Who earned one from our parents?
Around his man. A right-hand hammer! A poster dunk!
The NBA's been a dream of mine since I was a little kid, so to get my name called and to walk across the stage, just think about all the stuff I've been through. Just a piece of it paying off.
Just 1 week until the NBA draft, Tuesday and Wednesday from Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Time now for a moment worth checking out. Yesterday, Shams Charania and Jeremy Wu were on this show. They reported that Kansas Darren Peterson has visited the Washington Wizards, who own the #1 pick, but does not plan to grant meetings with any other teams, including the Jazz, who have the second pick. This is an interesting strategy from Peterson's camp. Our draft expert, Jeremy Wu, still has BYU's AJ DeBanza going #1 in his mock draft and Peterson at 2 to Utah, despite not working out with the team. So, Ramona, how big a deal is this that he's only working out for one team?
I don't think it's as big a deal as you might think. He met with the Jazz at the Combine. They had a good conversation and interview. They looked at his medicals. Everybody feels okay about that. I think this is more a statement from Darren Peterson saying, I want to go #1. That's my goal. These guys, these top four, they've been competing with each other for years for this #1 spot. Not just in this draft, but each year in the rankings as the #1 player in the class and year after year. Darren Peterson and AJ DeBanza had some amazing games in high school where they went at each other. They had another game this year in college. This is a competition that's years in the making, and this is Darren Peterson saying, I want to go #1. But I think if he is there in Utah, I think he doesn't get past the Jazz at 2, regardless of whether he goes there or not.
Well, Ace Bailey didn't work out for them last year either.
It's not a statement against the Jazz. It's more a statement that I want to go #1.
Mark, this is clearly a franchise-altering situation for Washington. What do you make of this situation?
Well, I remember in 2009, there was this kid from Davidson named Stephen Curry, and his agent, Jeff Austin, and his dad, Del Curry, told the Warriors general manager at the time, Larry Riley, like, Steph don't want to go there. He wants to get drafted by the Knicks with the 8th pick.
Yeah.
And Larry Riley, in a nice way, told Steph Curry's dad, I don't need him to visit. I don't need to work him out. I've seen him play 10 times. And he's a nice kid. I've met you and your wife at the time, and you guys are good people. So if he's there, I'm taking him. And the Warriors did.
Gosh,
and then when Steph got his first MVP, they laughed about this story a lot. So,
So what does this mean for Washington, though? What do you think they do?
The Washington's in a great driver's seat. They could wait until like minutes before the draft before they make a decision. They have all the spoils. They could sit there and just wait for somebody at the 11th hour to come out with the best deal. I mean, the worst case scenario is just take the pick yourself, and which is going to alter the franchise, or maybe they could get Utah to.
Wait, Utah, where Danny Ainge is?
Yeah, where Danny
Utah,
Ainge
when
is,
Danny
and
Ainge
maybe
had that
try to
#1
fleece
pick?
Danny, because that's a good thing about working out both these guys is if they think they're both great and they're fine with either one of them, then maybe they can get something from Utah to do that. But I talked to Ace DeBanza, AJ DeBanza's dad today, and wanted to see what he thought about all this stuff. And he said he could care less about all the noise. That was his quote. And he told me he expects his son to be a #1 pick in a week from today. So.
I think all 4 of the top players expect to be the #1 pick, want to be the #1 pick.
Too.
Well, there's a bit of a budding rivalry there, right?
Oh yeah. And I love this for the league, right? We're gonna be talking about this for years to come. But listen, Danny Ainge was in Boston. You remember this very well, Mark.
Oh yeah, Danny's.
And he understood that they had Jason Tatum as their #1 guy on the board. Well, he was not rated #1 by all the draft picks, by all the draft experts, and they went and traded that pick and took Jason Tatum. 3. Markelle Fultz was the #1 pick that year.
Yep.
So it's going to come down to what Michael Winger and the Washington Wizards have rated as the top pick. But when you win the lottery, you also win the right to control the draft.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be fun to watch develop over this
Now,
next week.
I don't think they're dangling it for Giannis, though. I mean, obviously, you could dangle it with maybe Anthony Davis or something to make the money work. But I'm hearing that they're focus on the draft and not trying to get. But they're listening. You
always listen.
You win the lottery, you control the draft. Everyone calls you.
Yeah, for sure.
Danny Ainge played that so well.
They can make their decision at 7:50 p.m. next Tuesday, Eastern time.
Look, Danny Ainge had that one pick. He knew the Lakers were taking Lonzo Ball. He thought about it. Would the Lakers trade up to get Markelle Fultz? How much do they like Markelle Fultz?
Right.
But he knew
he
liked
Magic
Tatum.
was locked in on Lonzo.
How did they miss that?
Yeah. Hey, listen, DraftKings Sportsbook has the odds for the #1 overall pick. AJ DeBonsa is the prohibitive favorite at -400. Darren Peterson is at 3-1 odds going first overall, and Cam Boozer at 18-1.
Caleb is fuming right now.
Speaking of #1 picks, we've got Chiney Ogwumike here. Any advice for a team making this decision?
All right, we've got 7 days until the NBA draft. I know a little bit about being a top pick in a draft. This is my checklist in order to own that title. And I'm going to give some examples along the way. But also, y'all, I got that dress from Steinmar. I wish I could do a read. It's all
Steinmar.
From Shine? You got that dress from Shine?
You know what they say? Look good, feel good, play good. I was feeling good at least. At least I was feeling good.
You look good.
#1 pick needs to be first and foremost. They need to be the face of a franchise. I think a perfect example of this is Cade Cunningham in Detroit. That was the moment with Adam Silver, the moment you dream of, and he's been that dude. This year, he averaged 24 points per game, but he's also elevated. I mean, we're talking about the nasty boys, the bad boys. They are back. This is a guy who this year had a career high in assists at 9.9, also career high in steals and blocks. But most importantly, he was the face of the franchise because he changed their trajectory. He was drafted in 2021, 2022. Do y'all remember this year? Oh my gosh, do you remember the time when they tied the NBA record for 28 losses in a row? But look at that. This year they finished #1 in the East. So yeah, you see the trajectory change because Cade Cunningham is a perfect example of a face of a franchise. If you want to be a #1 pick, #2, you've got to be unguardable. Now, I know there was a little bit of complications on how he got there, but it's all right. Cooper Flagg in Dallas, this guy is unguardable. I know there was competition for Rookie of the Year, but he won the award. He averaged 21 points per game for Dallas, and what I love is that his game is just so versatile. He had 4 games dropping 40. The last time we saw a rookie do that, AI in like 96, 97. It is wild. And last but not least, this is my favorite category, and no one better to be box office as a #1 pick than Victor Wembanyama. Should we call him the French Prince? I don't know if you saw the line. Victor Wembanyama is the quintessential example of someone you want as a #1 pick, a generational player, but it even feels like he transcends that. We're going to talk about how at the age of 22, he made the NBA Finals, and this is the beginning of his story in San Antonio. But most importantly, he has all those attributes because he makes his teammates believe that they have a shot, that they can win. And so those are my tools in order to be a #1 pick. The question is, who will hear their name from Adam Silver in just about a week?
Yeah, that was Chiney's checklist. By the way, she checked all those boxes back in the day and still does. All right, there were thousands of plays this season. Which 5 made our list? The best plays of the year.
Okay.
Plus, the receipts have been saved and the doubters have been identified. Now it's time to decide who owes an apology after this NBA season. Our NBA season
7 straight times, no repeat champions. SGA step back 3. He's got it!
Chris Paul posted on his social media saying, quote, "I just found out I'm being sent home."
Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier have both been arrested.
The Clippers circumvented the NBA salary cap by arranging a no-show job for Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi for the win. Looking sharp at the start of year 3.
Giannis with the game winner.
Kick it, corner, winner to win the game. The New York Knicks are NBA Cup champions. A ferocious flush to Gordon. Brandon Ingram got to the paint. Had a massive body. Mitchell, my goodness. On the drop. Durant for 3.
Utah Jazz, they were fined $500,000 for resting healthy players late in their game.
#1 pick in the 2026 NBA draft goes to the Washington Wizards.
83 points for Bam Adebayo, the second highest scoring game in NBA history. Bucked Curry, 3.
test, but I got to see the questions first.
Oh, my goodness! The Spurs are going to the NBA Final.
Fires up a three. Shot no good. The tip, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone.
Knicks fans, this is not a dream. Your long, long wait has ended. After 53 years, the Knicks are finally NBA champions once again.
The 2025-26 season is officially over. So let's go top of the top, the best from a truly unforgettable season. We'll start here. Top winning time in OT. The inbounds alley-oop here to Andrew Wiggins against the Cavs.
That's an incredible pass.
Oh, yeah.
That's Spo out of timeout.
Yep.
And here's Kawhi.
Up court. Oh, yeah. Pump fake. Stay down.
Buzzer beater.
He had a good year.
Really good year.
Tyrese Maxey. Shot is short, but BJ Edge comes.
Wait, these shots are blocked, too.
What a
And here we go, the run out.
Go. Watch your head.
Oh.
Up there with Cornette. Up there with, well, no, OG's in a class of his own. OG's in a class of his own.
Yeah.
And don't forget that Warriors matchup right there.
BJ Max.
Tyrese Maxey chasing it down, as we saw there. All right, top rim rattlers.
Watch out.
LeBron James.
Oh, yeah, and he's Kareem.
Luke Cornette.
Poor Luke.
Yeah.
It's okay. He got everybody back.
Yeah, I'm like, he doing all right.
Ant-Man. Excuse me. Throwing it down.
Oh, yeah, the double clutch, like,
One NBA player told me recently he's the second best player in the league.
Huh.
Anthony Black
Get that man some help.
on the break on 4 Grizzlies.
Oh, in Germany.
Oh, jump. Everybody jump. Jump. Jump.
Top shake and bake.
Poor dude.
We start off with Aaron Gordon crossing up his
San
buddy.
Jose. That's what we do in San Jose. Oh, show him again, Cherry Park.
May I have that air? May I have that air?
He had
Maybe
a
high
great year when he was
school
healthy. He
represent.
just wasn't healthy enough.
Yeah, agreed.
I used
Next,
to play his dad at Cherry
DeAndre
Park.
Hunter dropping Josh Giddey. Ooh.
Oh, no. We fall down.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Did he actually get hurt? It looked like he actually got hurt there.
And then, speaking of the Cavs, Donovan Mitchell.
Hey!
And hits the 3 in his eye.
Fly to the left.
Ooh.
Crisscross.
Everybody clap your hands.
Oh, he stood there and admired it, too.
Top playoff moments.
Okay, let's go.
Welcome to the NBA, Jamal Cain.
Hey!
We said this was a dunk of the playoffs, right? Elevation.
Amazing
Poor
Cain.
Jalen Duran.
And here's the play that defined the Western Conference Finals.
There
Luke
was.
Cornette with the block on Isaiah
I
Hartenstein.
was unfamiliar, Luke. He said, I am the father.
Stephon Castle packs it on Hartenstein.
Okay, maybe,
I had a great view of that.
okay, maybe that was the dunk of the play.
Hey! You can see
And
me in
then,
the
of
corner right
course,
there.
last but not least, I was standing right there on the baseline with Lisa Salters. OG Anunoby.
Tip of God. OG. You can't spell God without OG.
Oh, man.
Man, Odogu. Yeah.
All right,
Just let that sit there. That's just amazing.
Since the season is over, we have to do some end of the season superlatives. It's like high school all over again. All right, starting with the I Owe You an Apology Award.
How about the KIT award?
The Hall of Famer, our friend Mark Spears, made this proclamation right here on this desk 2 years ago.
Before Cat was traded there. Oh, Sixers. They got Joel Embiid. They got the 3 best players amongst the 2 teams.
The 3 best players over Jalen Brunson?
Jalen Brunson, you're taking Paul George and Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid over Jalen Brunson.
Whoa, chop.
Hall of Famer, what do you have to say to Mr. Brunson and the Knicks?
I'm going to take off my glasses. I want to send an apology to Jalen Brunson and his father, who's given me so many dirty looks over the last 2 years. Jalen's the truth. Jalen's the truth. He stands so much taller than he is. Ain't no shade I could give this cat. He's on top of the world. He is amazing, period. Respect. A lot of respect, champ.
All right, here we go.
Score game 4, that sweep?
Huh?
What was the score game
Here's
4?
the next one. This one's for you,
Okay,
Ramona.
okay.
All right. Did that really happen award? Plenty of candidates. Ramona, who are you going with?
It has to be Bam Adebayo.
Love
and
it.
83 points? Did that really happen? Okay, let's go through the records he said here. Record for most free throws made, 36. Most free throws attempted, 43. Guess how many shots he took? Same number of free throws he took, 43.
Most Wizards I never heard of.
7 3-pointers. Bam Adebayo. He's not known as a big scorer, but I'm telling you something. Kobe Bryant would have admired Bam Adebayo breaking his record. I know Kobe. He would have said, "Good job, Bam. That man plays hard."
You hear that, Laker fans?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
All right.
been happy for Bam.
This is a fun one. The League Pass Legend Award.
Yes.
The team that was must-see TV. Chene, who wins?
All right, on League Pass, the team that may not have our ABC or ESPN primetime showings, but they are League Pass legends, the Charlotte Hornets,
gosh.
because they are great offense. I love what they did this year. They obviously were in the play-in. They surprised some folks, but y'all, this is where they were offensively. 5th in offense. LaMelo Ball, anytime he has the ball in his hands, it feels like something special is happening. And then also, what about the year for Con Knipple? Con man showing up, providing hope. The Charlotte Hornets, you may not really get the real awards, but at least you get League Pass award. Okay?
Records for made
But
three-pointers.
not least, the face of the NBA award awarded to the player who has taken the crown. I'll take this one. This is a layup for me. It's going to be Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't care, Internet, what you have to say about a 22-year-old losing in his first finals, in his first playoff run, okay? He's taken way too much of a beating the last couple of days. This man is going to take over the league in short order. Ramon James recently on his podcast said he's happy that he'll be playing golf when this man is in his prime, okay? So it is Wemby. Very simple for me. All right, here's a look at all the awards given out for the superlatives here on NBA Today this season.
Okay.
We can react if you like.
I really do like the Bam Adebayo because remember everyone was like, turn the channel. Do you see he's going for it? Then we got the cameos. Shout out to Asia in the building.
I don't agree
And she
about
was
the
at the
Kobe
press
thing. Me and Ramon are going to have...
we can
wait.
I don't know.
About what?
Bam is the heart and soul. He's the captain of the Miami
Bam is
Heat.
incredible.
Plays basketball the right way.
Kobe would have loved to play with Bam.
Yes.
And the
I
Michael
don't
Beasley
disagree
stories.
with that.
All right. The NBA season may be over, but the W's in full swing. Let's head out.
Well, when you consider Darius Acuff, he's been great for a very, very long time.
When do you remember putting the ball in his hands for the first time?
I'll probably put the ball in his hand when he was born. It seemed like he came out the womb like ready to go, obsessed with the game. I always told him, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it the right way. There's not gonna be any shortcuts or anything.
When did you first fall in love with it that you remember?
Probably around middle school. When I started traveling, it got way more fun.
You're in a city where that's what they do. Like, what kind of influence did that have on you loving it as well?
Yeah, it had a lot of influence. Just playing in Detroit tournaments everywhere in Michigan and just trying to win every tournament and competing with everybody. It was never no easy game. Just, learning from Detroit, that's a great feeling.
Acuff rises, ties the game. We said he had to get 40, and he just did.
What role have you played in his competitive fire? Because when he plays, there's a killer in there.
You are watching something special.
It's one of our family traits. Like, we don't show emotions a lot, but we mean business. So, and on top of me just letting me know, like, don't let nobody see you sweat.
Everything that I've been working for is right in front of me. I would not ever let go. Look at the graphic. How many guys there are in this draft that could eventually be generational talent?
As you interview with these teams and they ask you what Darius we're getting on the court, what do you tell them?
In all, I said winning player. I want to win a lot at the next level. That's very important.
What excites you most about the draft?
I'm excited to hear my name called. Our last name is legendary where we're from, so just to hear it big on the stage, that'd be a great feeling.
When we look at the draft 5 years from now, what do you think they're going to say about you?
I was the best player to come out, for sure. I don't really got no opinion on what people say. That's just the way I'm going to carry it throughout my whole career.
When he's in that NBA uniform with Junior on the back, what does that mean to you?
It's going to be big for me. It's going to mean a lot. I know it's going to all be a great feeling for sure.
And Acuff declared for the draft right here, where we are standing right now. Mark Spears with Malika earlier this season. Now, you obviously got a chance to spend some time with him. Who have you heard has their eye on him?
Well, I know he's worked out with the Utah Jazz as a second pick, the Bulls that have the fourth pick, the Nets with the sixth, the Kings with the seventh. I also hear the Clippers might be interested in taking a look at him before the draft. During the NCAA tournament, his coach, John Calipari, told me whoever passes on him is going to make a mistake on Acuff. But right now, I'm also hearing from one NBA front office guy, like, he can't see him going past seventh, where the Sacramento Kings pick.
Oh, yeah?
Coincidentally, Scott Perry, the general manager of the Sacramento Kings, used to be the head coach at Eastern Kentucky University. I interviewed him back in the day there. He had the saddest office I ever seen in my life. A small office with nothing on the walls. Yeah. And one of his players, it might have been on the team at the time when I went and did a couple stories on him, was Darius Acuff Sr.
Oh, okay.
So there's certainly a great connection, a Detroit connection as well, going back with Darius Sr. and Jr., but potentially the Kings.
All right, interesting stuff, Mark. Thank you as always. Appreciate you. All right, now let's get more on what Acuff brings on the floor. College basketball analyst Seth Greenberg with us here now. Seth, you watch Acuff all season long and at the Combine. What does he bring to the NBA?
He brings to the NBA a winning player. He reminds me a lot of Jalen Brunson. You talk about his size, his body type, his ability to deliver in the clutch, his ability to manipulate the defense, change speeds, change direction, and that big chip on his shoulder. Watch him right here. Change speed, change direction, use that shoulder to create separation, runner, bam. Hey, Brunson, NBA champion, going to his left hand. Creates a little space against Castle, little shoulder bump, knocks that down. Terrific middle game. Shoot the three, 40%. But watch out the dribble handoff. He is not a good passer. He's a great passer. He reads all five defenders, drops off. A great lob passer. Very similar to Jalen Brunson. Coming off that ball screen, going to his left hand. He reads no tag. No tag means lob. He drops the dime. This guy, 40% for the three-point line. He's all about winning. He is not good. He's absolutely terrific in clutch time. And the one thing we've learned, all the naysayers that said you can't win with an undersized point guard that is not uber athletic, Jalen Brunson said, not so fast. And that's the same mindset that Darius Acuff Jr. has. I watched him in big moments, game after game, SEC Player of the Year as a freshman, make the right play, whether it was scoring it or making the game easier for his teammates.
Yeah, he is fantastic to watch, man. Tantalizing talent, no doubt about that. All right, so this is a deep draft, has scouts and GMs salivating. You know I got to ask you, give me an under-the-radar guy.
It's an under-radar guy because when he came into the Combine, he was in the 20s in the draft. I think the guy's a lottery pick. I think a guy's going to be a guy that can really impact the game, and that's Cam Carr. 6'5", 7'1" wingspan, uber athletic, shoots 40 from the three-point line, terrific cutter, has the potential to be an elite defender with space. And I said this before the Combine, before he stepped on the court, I said, this is built for him. His ability to change ends on the floor, run, play above the rim, a lob threat, knock down jumpers, and that's all he did. Shot ready, steps into it, look at his bounce. Deep range. His ability to read the defense, get to open areas, move to open windows, knock down the three. He also, and look at that range. I mean, that's logo range right there. You talk about a 3-and-D guy, this is what this guy is. Big-time shooter, lob threat, terrific cutter, and has the potential. He's got to get stronger, but has the potential to be an elite defender. I think he's going to go higher than 18.
All right, you sold me, man. Thank you for the time, as always. I'll see you in Vegas for Summer League, okay?
Look forward to George.
Yes, sir. All right, Seth. Take care. Before we bounce, fresh off losing the NBA Finals, you'd expect players to be in Cancun mode, but not Victor Wembanyama. He had plans to head back to France, but first asked to visit a children's hospital. Victor and Julian Champagny surprised a group of kids when they stopped by San Antonio Methodist Children's Hospital. The pair posed for photos, signed autographs, some great life perspective about what really matters. Good on Victor and Julian.
If you're living with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis
or active psoriatic arthritis, symptoms can sometimes hold you back.